David F. Sandberg's Lights Out became a viral phenomenon and arguably one of the most well-known short horror films ever made. Clocking in at just under 3 minutes, this masterpiece of terror not only terrified millions but also served as the springboard for Sandberg's successful Hollywood career. It's proof that you don't need a complex narrative or elaborate special effects to scare your audience. The film begins innocently enough with a woman preparing for bed, but as she flicks the hallway light switch, she sees a shadowy figure in the darkness, one that vanishes when the light comes back on. The brilliance of Lights Out lies in how it weaponizes a universal fear of the dark. Every flick of the light switch becomes a heart-pounding moment as the tension mounts. The setup is simple but immensely effective, with each shot meticulously crafted to maximize dread. Sandberg's use of sound is particularly haunting. The eerie creaks and unnerving silence build up to the climactic reveal, which feels like a punch to the gut. What makes Lights Out memorable isn't just the scare but how it lingers. Even after the credits roll, you'll find yourself second-guessing the safety of your own darkened hallways. Before Andy Muschietti gained international fame for his adaptations of Mama and It, he created the terrifying short film Mama. At just under 3 minutes, the short plunges viewers into a nerve-wracking sequence of events centered on 2 young girls and the entity they call Mama. What sets Mama apart is its visual storytelling. The short employs a single tracking shot, following the girls as they attempt to flee from the ghostly figure. This unbroken sequence creates an intense feeling of immediacy and entrapment, drawing viewers into the scene as if they're right there with the characters. The titular Mama is one of the most unsettling ghost designs ever captured on film. Her movements are unnatural, her presence both tragic and terrifying, and her sudden appearances are the stuff of nightmares. Despite its brevity, the short establishes an emotional connection between the audience and the characters, making the scares feel personal. Mama is an excellent example of how horror can be enriched with layers of emotion. Beneath the terror lies a poignant story of love and loss, showing that even the most horrifying ghosts can be driven by deeply human motives. Directed by Drew Daywalt, Bedfellows is one of the simplest yet most horrifying entries in the short horror genre. With a runtime of barely 2 minutes, it delivers a gut-wrenching scare that lingers long after the screen fades to black. The story revolves around a woman being awoken by a ringing phone. When she answers, the voice on the other end is chilling. It's her husband, telling her he's still at work. Confused, she turns to the figure lying next to her in bed, and that's when the nightmare truly begins. What makes Bedfellows so terrifying is its reliance on primal fears. The idea of being in close proximity to something malevolent, especially in the safety of one's own bed, is universally disturbing. Daywalt's direction is razor-sharp, and the short wastes no time in building its tension to an explosive conclusion. The film's simplicity is its strength. With just one setting and minimal dialogue, Bedfellows creates a horrifying scenario that feels all too possible. Its final moments are guaranteed to send shivers down your spine and make you reconsider who, or what, you're sharing your bed with. Based on a 2-sentence horror story, Tuck Me In, directed by Ignacio F. Rodo, is the ultimate example of how to distill fear into its purest form. At just 1 minute long, this micro-short film manages to terrify audiences with a simple, single scene. The premise is deceptively straightforward. A father tucks his young son into bed, only for the boy to ask him to check under the bed. What follows is a moment of pure, unadulterated horror that plays on childhood fears of monsters lurking in the shadows. Despite its brevity, Tuck Me In is a masterclass in suspense. Rodo uses clever framing and lighting to create a chilling atmosphere, and the reveal, delivered with surgical precision, leaves an impact far greater than its runtime might suggest. This short is a perfect reminder that less is often more in horror. By leaving much to the imagination, Tuck Me In allows viewers' minds to fill in the blanks, making the terror feel deeply personal and inescapable. A.J. Briones' The Smiling Man is a bone-chilling exploration of childhood vulnerability and inexplicable evil. At just under 5 minutes, this short film delivers a relentless sense of dread that builds to a horrifying crescendo. The story follows a young girl left home alone who encounters a sinister figure. an unnaturally grinning man who seems to embody pure malice. From his exaggerated movements to his grotesque smile, the antagonist is a nightmare brought to life, unsettling in ways that defy explanation. Briones masterfully uses silence and subtle sound design to create an oppressive atmosphere. Every creak, whisper, and shadow adds to the mounting tension. The smiling man himself is a triumph of character design, with his eerie grin and unsettling presence making him one of the most memorable figures in short horror cinema. What sets the smiling man apart is its psychological impact. The film doesn't rely on cheap jump scares. Instead, it builds an atmosphere of dread that sticks with you long after the credits roll. It's a chilling reminder that horror can be both deeply unsettling and artistically brilliant.